السلام عليكم. اللي سامعني كويس يعطيني جرين تشيك. إذا سامعيني كويس أعطوني جرين تشيك. هاي الجرين تشيك. الصوت واضح؟ اللي سامعني كويس يعطينا جرين تشيك. واضح. طبعا بأي وقت اللي بده يحكي يسأل سؤال بإمكانه يرفع إيده والمدرس رايح يجاوبه ويعطيه الأولوية. أنا معتصم بطيحة، مدرس مادة الرياضيات طبعا، لكن اللي راح يكون معكم الأستاذ عبد الرحمن عاصي. بس حبينا نتأكد من التكنيكال ايشوز جيدة بالنسبة للجميع. ما فيش عندكم مشكلة بالصوت، والكل طبعا بيعرف يستخدم البلاك بورد كولابوريت. اوكي كل شيء اوكي تمام. طبعا باي وقت اللي بدها تحكي بامكانها ترفع ايدها وتدوس على التوك بتن وتتحدث على التوك اذا لها سؤال. واضح؟ تفضل يا عبير. عبير لك سؤال؟ طبعا من هلا وطالع الاسئله راح تكون باللغه الانجليزيه، لانه انا بس عملت السيشن للاستاذ عبد الرحمن ورايح يتواصل معكم. طبعا هو لا يعرف العربيه نهائيا. الاستاذ عبد الرحمن لا يعرف العربيه نهائيا. طبعا رايحين نبلش على الساعه 5. بتوقع الكتب يعني الاسبوع هذا ان شاء الله تكون الامور واضحه. الاستاذ عبد الرحمن ممكن يكون معكم فقط لمده اسبوعين حتى يجي الدكتور الجديد. انتم طبعا كليه التكنولوجيا المعلومات انتم صح؟ اوكي. اي تي اوكي. طبعا في محاضره بتوقع الخميس رياضيات راح انا اكون معكم الاستاذ معتصم بطيحه، منسق قسم رياضيات في الجامعه السعوديه الالكترونيه. راح انا اعطيكم ماده الديسكريت ماثماتكس. فهاي فرصه اني استغلها احكي لكم حضروا شابتر واحد، السكشن الاول والثاني والثالث منه، لانه الماده زخمه وشديده. فبدي مشان نمشي فيها كويس. بالنسبه للغه الانجليزيه راح يكون معكم الاستاذ عبد الرحمن ويتحدث معكم عن الماده ان شاء الله. اذا احد له اي سؤال خارج الماده انا جاهز، لانه الماده بالنسبه للماده الاستاذ عبد الرحمن. ماده الرياضيات راح تكون موجوده اصلا عندكم الماتيريالز. لما تدخلوا على البلاك بورد الكتب راح تجهز هذا الاسبوع. لما تدخلوا على البلاك بورد في الماتيريالز الاسبوع الاول شو تقراوا، في باوربوينت سلايدز، في فيديوهات، في كيف تعمل الاساينمنت، في كل شيء. وانا حضرت لكم ماده ان شاء الله كويسه. فيوم الاربعاء راح ابلش معكم ماده الرياضيات على طول مشان تستفيدوا، لانه اذا اجى الدكتور رايح يصير العبء الاكبر عليكم. فبحب انه البدايه ادرسكم ماده كويسه بجوز ناخذ ساعتين ساعه ونص مع بعض. هل انتم جاهزين انه الان تتواصلوا مع الاستاذ عبد الرحمن عافي؟ من هلا وطالع الاسئله طبعا باللغه الانجليزيه. واللي بدها تحكي ترفع ايدها والاستاذ عبد الرحمن رايح يعطيها الاجابه. انتهى وقت اللغه العربيه. بترككم مع الان الاستاذ عبد الرحمن.
Okay, assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdulrahman Afia, and I'm from London, United Kingdom. I hope that everybody can hear me okay. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the video to work properly, so we'll do everything today through audio and typing. Can everybody understand what I'm saying okay?
Do you have a question, Rasha? You raise your hand now, Rasha. Do you have a question? No. Bye. Rasha, okay. You can talk, Rasha. Click that button, talk, Rasha, and go ahead.
Yes.
Or you can type as you like.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I want to ask you about two things. The first one, I think it will be difficult when you explain our material and how we can follow you without books. That's the first thing. The second, can you do me a favor, please?
Rasha, still in the first thing.
Okay.
I can't understand. Okay. About the material of the course?
Yes.
The content you mean?
Yes.
I think it's ready on your Blackboard website.
No. So I asked you about now when you explain our material. You don't think it will be difficult to follow you in our subject now without books?
Okay, Rasha, if I can, if I understand your question, clearly, let me just type something, okay?
Okay.
She will see it, right? Rasha,
For the books, I think the dean...
yeah, I think I understand that. Rasha, you are correct that teaching in this way can sometimes be challenging, and sometimes a technical subject sometimes might be difficult. But by the next class, I'll make sure that you have all the visual aids that you need, all the PowerPoint presentations, and we'll go through them together step by step with examples, and you'll have every opportunity to ask questions and to submit, your own work for me to discuss with you. So actually, this can be a very effective way because the class will be very well prepared. Unfortunately today, it will be a shorter class, really just to give an introduction to the subject and give you some idea of what we will be covering. Does that help answer your question? And you had a second question?
Yes, about the second one, so can you do me a favor, please? When you explain the subject, can you speak slowly to let us to follow you? Thank you.
You said, can I reply? I'm sorry, would you mind repeating the question?
Yes, I ask you
Asha,
to do me a favor.
could you please check your mic setting? We can't hear you well. You can't type your question on chat box. Okay, you can't type your question. Zainab, I don't think that Russia means this.
Okay, I'll start today with giving you some idea of what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. If you have any questions at any time, just maybe it would be easier if you would type your question because of some of the audio difficulties we're having today. Please let me know if my voice is not clear or if you need me to repeat 1 or 2 points again for you. That's no problem. Just type, say that again, or repeat, okay? Now, let's start with the subject of technical writing. What do we mean? What do we mean by technical writing? Can anybody give me an idea of what we mean? How is technical writing different from regular writing? What makes it different? And Layla, if you have a question, please just either ask or type it as you like. Layla, do you have a question?
I can say that technical writing is some instructions or orders. We write it in, we use some icons, some codes, just to deal with the machines.
Okay, hopefully now you can hear me. Is that clearer? Okay, excellent. Now, technical writing is different from any other type of writing. It is not just communicating about a technical subject, and it is different from academic writing, for example. Academic writing is writing about any subject connected with academics. If you just give me 1 minute, I'm going to close my office door because there's too much noise outside. So just give me 1 minute, please. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, we were saying that academic writing is when you write about an academic subject, a subject connected with studying or with learning. But we use technical writing when we are dealing with a subject that has a specialized vocabulary. So technical writing is a style or a type of writing that is used when we are working with a subject or a topic that has a very specialized vocabulary. What do I mean by specialized vocabulary? What do I mean by specialized vocabulary? Yes, Liz.
I think that means the unique words that can use daily.
Excellent. Excellent. Very, very good. Yeah, like a medical word, okay, for a special major. Can you give me an example? You said medical, that's excellent. Any other examples you can think of? Medicine, of course. How about engineering? That would be another one. Can you think of any other specialized languages or specialized vocabulary? Just, good, Asma, business. Just so everybody knows, because some of you have a higher level than others, vocabulary is an English word that just means words. It's another way of saying the words in the English language or any language. Aeronautics, anatomy, very good. How about computers? I think when we're discussing computer hardware, computer software, good, the elements, for example, chemistry. Exactly. That's a really very good way of describing it, Zainab. That's a very, very good way of describing it. The words that we can't use in everyday speech with other people. Good. So, technical writing, as we said, is a form of communication that we use when a subject has specialized vocabulary. It's a vocabulary that is used only for that specific thing. Okay, now let's move quickly because we want to finish on time or in time for Salat al-Maghrib. So what will we be looking at in this course? Well, we will be looking firstly at the procedures of technical writing. Does anybody know what that means, the procedures of technical writing? That's quite a difficult way to describe the role, okay, the way to learn it, prosing, okay. All of those are good examples, well done. Those are good examples, methods, nice. We'll be looking at, for example, how you should organize your information. We will be looking at how to give instructions. We'll be looking at, for example, good writing styles. You know, technical writing has a very specific style. For example, you will find that technical writing is always simple and clear, even if the words are difficult. Even if the words, let me see, oh my God. Even if the words are difficult, they will, oh my God, be used in a simple way. So that's one of the, when we say that we're going to be looking at the procedures, or we're looking at the style of technical writing, we're looking at things, how to make the information easy to understand, making sure that we're using good grammar. We need to use good grammar. Because with technical writing, you will find the words are difficult for most people to understand. So we use very simple grammar to explain these points. What I've told you so far, is this clear? Are you able to understand what I'm saying? It's not putting you to sleep? Okay. Next week, we'll be using a lot of visual aids, PowerPoint presentations, and videos to be able to make sure that you can really have an excellent idea of what it is that we're discussing. So it is difficult today with just audio and chatting, but it's better than nothing, and I hope that at least it prepares you for our class for next week. Thank you. Okay, now, the other thing we're going to be looking at in the coming weeks is something called the characteristics. How do you spell that? Characteristics. Oh, God. Characteristics. Oh my God. Can anybody tell me, what does the word characteristics mean? Types, okay. Can you give me an example of, for example, maybe you can remember a teacher who was very, very nice. She was a very nice teacher. Could you tell me some of her characteristics, for example? Good, now the feature. But feature can have more than one meaning. Feature can be external, for example, the way that somebody looks or the way that somebody is shaped. And feature can be something internal as well. Responsible, very nice, friendly, kind, excellent. So characteristics are talking about internal things. The things you can't see when you look at first. Exactly, adjective, Russia. So we're going to be looking at the characteristics of effective technical communication. There are actually 7 main characteristics that we will look at, but not today. Otherwise we'll be here too long. But I will give you an idea of some of them. For example, technical writing, one of the very clear characteristics is it must be clear. This is probably the most important characteristic of technical writing. If the writing is not clear, it is a disaster. It is a disaster. Because the information we said, the words are very difficult sometimes for people to understand. So if you use the words in a way that is not easy and clear to understand, you will absolutely confuse the person who is reading the information. And they will not benefit and they will not use your information that you have prepared. So we really want to focus on how to make our writing clear and how to make our writing easy to understand. One of the other important characteristics of technical writing is the appearance. Honesty, yeah, of course, that's a very good one. The appearance, the way that something looks, the way that it appears. All of us know when we look, for example, at some food, we could have 2 plates of the same type of food. One plate, it's prepared beautifully. It looks nice. Everything is arranged in a very well-organized way. The food looks beautiful. And then on the other plate, we have the same food, but it's not organized, it's thrown about, it's a mess. Everything is in the wrong place and the food doesn't look nice. But it's the same food. Nobody would want to eat the food that didn't look beautiful. Of course, if you have the choice, you will leave the ugly one. You will always go and eat something that looks appealing, that looks nice. And it's exactly the same with your writing. Many people, they have so much vocabulary in English or any language. They know grammar. They know so many things. But when they write, the page, it looks ugly. It doesn't look easy for the eye. And because of that, the objective, the goal of the technical writing is lost. Because just like the food, nobody will want to look at your writing if your writing is not attractive and well presented. So anyway, there are 7 of these points. We'll go through them next week, or at least some of them. I just have one final point, but before that, does anybody have any questions? Is there anything that you would like to ask at this point? Anything at all about the course? You're welcome. We have some time. We will probably finish in 10 or 15 minutes just for today. Okay. Don't be shy. If you have anything at all, don't hesitate to ask. Okay. Well, what I'll do then, oh, there's some Arabic that I don't understand. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do then, ladies, is we will look at, you are talking about something we have not seen ever. Yes, Russia, is that a good thing or a bad thing, Russia? I'm talking about something we have not seen. Is that good or bad for you? Okay, ladies. So let's move on. Let's move on to the final point I wanted to cover today. And that is just a very important part of academic writing. Of course, it is impossible, it's not possible to Russia, Russia, I promise you, let's see, everything you need. Okay, of course, it is not possible to cover everything about about technical writing. We are not trying to cover everything. We are looking at the main topics, the main issues in the next couple of weeks. And the final one, which we will be covering with me, is something called filtering. What does it mean to filter? If we say to filter something, have you heard this word? To filter something. Does anybody, okay, go ahead. to sort something, that's very good, Asma. To choose the good thing, to make something to pieces, okay, very good. Excellent. I mean, to take the important thing, separating things, nice. To close out, okay. Very good. I would probably say all of those answers are correct. But I would describe it, to filter something, as separating something or dividing it. For example, if you have some oranges and some apples, and you have to filter them, you will put the oranges on the left, for example, and the apples on the right. If you have a how can I describe it? If you, okay, so another example. If you had some food on a plate, I keep talking about food, I don't know why, but if you had some food on a plate and you said, oh, I'm sorry, I don't eat fish. I like the rice, I like the vegetables, but I'm sorry, I don't eat the fish. You will filter the fish away from the rice and away from the vegetables. So it means to move something away from something else. That's what we mean by filter. Sometimes the water that you take from your home, the water that comes out of the kitchen, in your kitchen, when you take the water, in some countries that water is not pure. You cannot drink it. But you can put a filter on the tap, on the faucet, and it will separate, or it will remove, or it will divide the pure water from the impure water. Good. Okay, I don't need to go on about that point, but I want to make sure that you have an idea of some of the language and vocabulary that we're using. Anyway, what do we mean by filtering in academic writing? Why do I keep saying academic? Filtering in technical, wow, technical writing. Okay, filtering in technical writing is to make sure your words and the paper they are on are organized in the best way. For example, we want to look at the fonts. We want to make sure that you're using the right font and the same font. You might want to use bullet points to make your ideas clear. So these are bullet points, aren't they? Of course. And sometimes we use these to make our technical information clear. Also, we will want to look at the way that we are dividing the page. We want to make sure that some of the page is white. We don't just want pages with words, millions and millions and millions of words. Who wants to look at that? If you go home and you look at, for example, any technical manual, maybe for a television or for a satellite receiver or any electrical information, you will find, or a mobile phone, you will find the majority of the page is white. The majority or most of the page does not have words. Words take maybe 30 or 40% of, they take 30 or 40% of the space on the page. The reason they do this is to make it easy and pleasurable to read. So these are really the main topics that I will be covering with you. As I say, these are the main points, but they are not all of the points, of course. If we were to try and cover all of the points, we would never finish. Okay, hold on, let me just see. Hanan, you said rewriting till filtering. Can I ask, Hanan, you said rewriting till filtering. You want me to explain it again, filtering? Okay. Because today is only an introduction to the subject, we would usually finish at 6 o'clock, but today we will finish earlier. I have said everything that I needed to say, but I would be happy if you had any questions about anything. Feel free. I'll give you 2 minutes or 3 minutes now if you have any questions that you would like to ask or type. Please feel free to go ahead. Okay, well, I'll give everybody 2 or 3 minutes. Do we have any books? Yes? The books should be uploaded already. Okay, all right, now the books should be uploaded to Blackboard, but I will check this and make sure that by tomorrow everything is organized for you. Because maybe there is a chance, are there any online resources for us to check aside from what's on the Blackboard? Yeah, of course. Okay. Okay. Razan, yes. Online resources, next week in our class, I will give you, as part of the class, a full list of some really, really good online resources where you can take what you've learned with me and then develop it and build on it much more. Because all I'm going to do is give you an introduction, to the subject. But absolutely, I'll make sure that you have all the extra material that you need. And if there's something, something specific that you need or something special that you need related to this subject, let me know. For example, you need extra help with this, or you need extra help with any part of the course, I'll find material and upload it for you. It's really important that you try and be interactive in any way that you like, by chatting or any way to ask questions. When you're thinking, oh, there's one question I want to ask, but you don't ask, it's a mistake. You have a question, ask. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It doesn't matter if you think that everybody knows the answer, because probably they don't. When you have a question, please ask, because it is the best way for you to learn. Let me try and answer these questions. So the books will be uploaded. You don't need to buy anything. There's no homework for this week, and maybe no homework for next week, except, if you want to. So this week, no assignments. Okay? You need email. What email? You need my email? Okay, what I'll do, tomorrow I'll make sure that I send you the contact details that you need to be able to communicate with me to get any information. So just check your email tomorrow and I'll make sure that you've got my contact details, okay? Just give me until tomorrow. Nada, we still have virtual classes with days that we are attending. Yes, Nada, you still have virtual classes with the days that you're attended. Whatever the schedule says, that's the way it is. I'm afraid that's nothing to do with me, I'm afraid. Let's see. Okay, one more question, of course. Go ahead. What is the best way to study this subject? Brilliant question. Okay, the best way is to ask as many questions, basically to ask as many questions as possible during the class, and then I will set you research topics for you to complete each week. You do not have to do them. Okay, you don't have to do them. But for the people who really want to get as much benefit as possible, they can go ahead and do some research during the week, do some homework, and feed that back to me during the week. So I will make sure that you have, whoever wants to do extra work, I'll make sure that you have that stuff available. But I'm not saying that you have to do it. Is it an easy subject? Yes, it's an easy subject because it's an easy subject in English because it is the one time that your writing and the grammar you use is very basic. So, for example, tonight, look at your mobile phone manual, the book that came with your mobile phone. Look at the book that comes with the television, or anything like that. You will see, or that when you go on an aeroplane and you travel, for example, and they give you the book to look at the safety instructions. Always you find that the grammar is very simple and easy. And yeah, we use the passive most of the time. So because of that, it's actually easy to understand. But of course, like everything, you need to practice. But imagine today you understand a little bit more, maybe, than what you understood before 30 minutes. I hope a little bit more. Next week, inshallah, next week you will understand even more about this subject. And the week after, you will have more understanding. Then when you look back after 3 weeks, you will say, wow, now I know a lot about this subject. But of course, it takes practice. But the most important thing is you will understand. Iman, I can't really, because of the time, I don't think that I can go back over everything. But tomorrow, even the chat, it won't help too much. Tomorrow I will send you a summary, or I'll upload it to Blackboard, okay? I will send you a summary of everything I said. So everything I said today, I will upload it for you, all right? But today, the best way for us to look at this subject, especially at the beginning, is just to take it slowly, take it easy, and make sure that everybody is comfortable and understanding. Yes, the class is recorded. Yeah, the class is recorded. Yeah, please, yes. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope it was helpful, and I look forward to speaking with you all again next week at the same time. Please try and be on time every time, and we'll all benefit from the lectures. Thank you again. Assalamu alaikum.